Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff, and as always also published on Rumble. I'm also in the socials here, and for access support, Patreon, PayPal, whatever you might want to go through. Not much happening today, Sunday, just industry-wide kind of news here and some gaming deals. It's a slow day today. Supposedly now AMD, the HIP SDK, it's now available, so what this basically is part of the ROCm, or I think it's called or pronounced ROCm solution, the open source stuff, which is making CUDA applications run across consumer pro GPUs and APUs, especially from AMD. Basically, what I can perceive, I'm not an engineer, I'm not so in this kind of stuff here, but I assume that everything that runs on CUDA, because it's a proprietary stuff from NVIDIA, they manage to have this kind of platform, the ROCm, this part of the SDK, which is IP, basically just translate what the CUDA does and make it open source. So because it is always an open source from ROCm, it's one of the things I really appreciate from AMD. They basically all the technologies are open source, so everybody can go around and see the code and tinker with it to improve and everything. But I think this is more for huge applications and for the developers and people that are more professional wise. I'm not sure how it does, if it takes advantage of other things, because I'm not so in on these things, but it's the main thing that I'm covering here. It's the fact that it's open source, and now if you have work with CUDA stuff, now AMD GPUs and even APUs are supported to a certain extent that you can use it, this SDK here, which is basically I assume like a plugin to the ROCm platform. I assume it's how it works. Even older GPUs from 5000 series, Vega series, 7 series, 6000, and even some Pro ones, and also the APUs. They have a full list here. Basically, this is it. I got some highlights here, mentioning that basically CUDA, it's a CUDA API, it's proprietary from NVIDIA, so it is what it is. And basically, it goes around answering some questions from it's like a Q&A from NVIDIA marketing guy or social media stuff here. Basically, the main take here is what kinds of software this SDK is intended for. Anything that uses numeric compute, particularly graphic and simulation tools. They used, for example, Blender, 3D software used in visual effects like Amazon's Prime, The Man in High Castle, and other stuff, rendering engines and stuff that uses a lot of CUDA, because CUDA is very well fine-tuned for NVIDIA GPUs, and this now enables people that have AMD GPUs to go about it and also work with CUDA software applications here. Basically, that's it. I'm not an engineer, so I'm sorry I cannot go in more detail because I don't understand very well. Hopefully in the future, with me going about doing a lot of more stuff and more varied stuff, I can go in and do more in-depth stuff with these interesting things. It's interesting for me because it's something that it's more available to more people. Also, we got some Intel stuff here. Supposedly, Intel 3nm node meets yield and performance target. It's good because it keeps them on par in terms of competition with the data center stuff there, because this 3nm class is not meant at the moment for personal use. It's more for data centers and all that stuff there. As you can see, Intel does not seem to plan in this 3nm class process technology for client products, which is people like me or you, and at least the company has not announced anything so far. There is something here. The company the Meteor Lake CPU for notebooks and desktops are on the Intel 4 process, so they are manufacturing the 4 nanometer stuff, I think, because it's weird. They call it Intel 4, but it's a different nanometer process than the number that it's mentioning here. I don't understand. It's getting up mass production code name Arrow Lake CPUs. Intel 20A, which is 20 angstroms, which is 2 nanometer class. I really don't understand this confusing naming scheme that Intel continues to do. Now they are removing the I stuff, it's going to be core stuff. They are all over the place in the naming scheme stuff. Yeah, but yeah, it's as you can see, Intel 3, which is like a 5 nanometer process, manufacturing process. As you can see, Intel 3, then it's all over the place, which compared to Intel 4, which is 7 nanometer. Might as well just, if you want to call it Intel 7 nanometer manufacturing process, if you're calling Intel 4 production node. Oh boy, but yeah, it's good to see they are keeping on par with industry standards, so they can continue to be competitive with AMD. It's good. In terms of CPUs, we have at the moment even only the Intel and AMD are basically on the market. We have like at the moment an healthy competition market. CPUs are relatively cheap, they are perform excellent, and the future seems pretty bright, especially from the AMD side, the leaks and rumors that we'll be hearing. Seems that it's going to be a huge jump from the 7000 series, to the 8000 series. I think there's going to be huge performance, especially on IPC's instructions per cycle. I think it's going to get some good jump there regarding the 7000 series that we have in terms of CPUs. But yeah, this is all the news that I got for today. Nothing worth mentioning here from game stuff here, except now for gaming deals. We got BioShock Remastered stuff here again. I think we still have until the 11th of August. I will leave the links of the free BioShock games. They are the first and the second one remastered versions. Are 80% off, and I suppose that because I have already BioShock Infinite on my library, I suppose even though this collection will be good for this price, around $12, which is very good. Yeah, at least if you never played BioShock, the first one I think is well worth playing. The second one, it's kind of it's okay. It's a good game, even though it takes a little bit different turn there. And the third one, it's good but it has at the end some convoluted stuff here that put some doubts here and there and something. But the gameplay is pretty decent, and the trilogy is overall solid, at least from my perspective. Also, we got the Batman Arkham Collection. It's still, we have around 1 day when the video is live here, when I publish the video. Already have these two ones. I don't have the Arkham Knight. So basically should be around 12, give or take, $20 for all the free games, the trilogy. It's a very solid trilogy. I like the first and the second one very much. I didn't play when it came out, the Arkham Collection, even though I had a PC at the time, mainly because when the port came out for PC it was a mess. Like in terms of performance, like even 1080p was unplayable, even 720, if I'm not mistaken, from what I remember, it was like a mess there. But yeah, around $20 for all these free games, very good. 1 day, if you never play one of these, I think it's well worth playing this trilogy. A very, very, very rock solid trilogy. Also, the Tomb Raider franchise is on sale here, so around 80% the first one. Rise of the Tomb Raider is also it's 80% off. Yeah, the 20-year celebration edition is not that expensive from here, from the base game. No, the base game I already have, sorry, that's why it doesn't appear here. The 20-year celebration is very good. It has a lot of DLCs and little stuff. It is not that more expensive here, it's 80% off. which is good, and also Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is the one that I need to buy when I can't. Which is the Definitely Edition. It's the best. It's the better one. It has all the DLC associated with it. 90% off, basically $10, and it's a very good game. I think the trilogy overall. I played the first two games. I still need to play this one. Very, very, very good. I really enjoy the puzzle stuff and everything, and the exploration here. Very excellent reboot from the Tomb Raider franchise. And lastly, we got the Resident Evil franchise. A lot of franchises today. I will leave all the links of the individual games. The only one that is not in promotion is Resident Evil 4 Remake that is launched this year. I think that because they are selling well the game still. And now, yeah, the bundle of AMD stuff, it's over at the moment. It's Starfield now. I'm not sure. When maybe September, October, they might do some deals here with Resident Evil 4 Remake. I will leave the list of the games that I have. It's between 75 to 60%. So Resident Evil Village is more recent, so it's 40% off, but there is a bundle between these two, the 7 and the 8 games here. I'll leave a link on the description, then you can sort out for yourself, but I will leave the Steam pages there. And I'm going to wrap up for today. Very short one. I'm going to wrap up with my GoGetFundMe for me to upgrade my PC to get better, more content for my private clients and start doing some video stuff for them, besides the written content that I've been doing, and some tweaks here and there on image stuff when I can, and of course in my free spare time continue to do the daily videos with better quality, going some scripted content to do some deep dives on some subjects that I like to talk about, resume my gameplay series, and possibly in the near future doing some live streams here and there. And basically that's it, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.